This is where it starts. You're supposed to be able to click it and it starts to play. She then made a very nice video for us because she is in Seattle. But the problem is she went all the way out there and they won't let her speak. Can you believe that? So she wishes she was here to join us tonight. She promises she will make the next one. Not working? You gave up? Okay. All right, we'll move on to the next. It's a shame. Her book, by the way, called Mao's America, will be released for publish October 31st. You can pre-order it right now on Amazon. But if you also agree to donate to my campaign handsomely, $1,000, I will not only get you a copy of her book, but I'll have it autographed for you too. This is terrible. Jason, can you align this better? Where are you, Jason? Okay. You can't see anything.
Well, some screens are, some things are going to be like that.
Really? I mean, it's off the screen completely. It wasn't before. Can you make it smaller? Reduce the focal point? Focal length? All right. There are a number of candidates here tonight for a variety of offices. I would all like you to stand and let us see who you are. I see Brian. All the candidates that are here tonight, let us see who you are. Raise your hand. Besides me, Brian, you can raise your hand. There you go. There we have a candidate. School board candidates. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to applaud the candidates who are here tonight and the courage that you're showing. You deserve all the applause. Absolutely. Thank you for coming here tonight. We'll give the supervisors who are running a chance to speak. So we're not going to get this lined up. It's almost worthless. I'm sorry to say. You don't see what it says. All right. Let's give you a little tip of what Paul Beran is about. Where I came from. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. For the last 40 years, I have been CEO on a corporation called Advertel that I founded. It's a marketing company, which should give you a little idea of where I'm from. I come from a marketing background. Marketing and advertising is my love. It's actually a curse. Sometimes I can't go to sleep at night because I'm thinking, what that business could do better, what that candidate could say better. I'm thinking that all the time. And, you know, it's kind of fun, though, too. It is blurry as well. Lord. The issues are many that we have here. Are we going to be able to watch the video at all? It's not starting. How nice. Well, I made a video. One of the things that was my pet peeves, I don't know how you feel about this, but when you drive down Richmond Highway and you're accosted at every street corner by somebody who holds up a sign, I'm homeless, I need money. And you know, you feel really bad for them. They obviously look like they haven't bathed in a week. So you want to give them something, right? You want to maybe offer them something to eat. When was the last time you had lunch? I asked. Many of them. Well, yesterday. Well, come on, I'll buy you a hamburger. No, that's okay, thank you. They want cash only. Well, the truth is, I found out there is a pimp that drops off people at the street corners. He calls them his street corners. And he picks them up at the end of the day. And he splits the money with them, tax-free, of course. You may not know that, but when you give money to one of those homeless people at the street corners, you're actually lining the coffers who drives a Cadillac. What do they call this? Palisades or something? Anyway, I'm going to get rid of them. We have to. We have to be compassionate for the people who need the help, but not to the pimp. The pimp doesn't deserve the help. And we need to get those people off our streets. Do you know that somebody died 2 weeks ago in an accident on the Richmond Highway because of one of those homeless people that asked for money? 2 cars had an accident. It's a tragedy. It is a tragedy that should never happen. We'll make that change. This is me in my office here in Alexandria, actually Franconia. It's confusing because the post office says it's Alexandria. We say it's Franconia. I have a, I walked down Richmond Highway the other day, and I said, "Can you tell me where this Franconia district is?" I mean, we're standing in the middle of it. So, I've never heard of it. You never heard of Franconia? Okay. Well, you're living in it. You're standing in it right now. We have an identity crisis. But I love it anyway. I love my home. Does anybody follow the astrology or horoscope at all? Yeah? I think it's entertaining. You know, I don't believe in it. I mean, not really. But it's fun to read. And it's uncanny how accurate it can be from time to time. It's amazing. So I looked at the horoscope and it says, you love your home. And I really do. As much as anyone can love his own home, I love my home. And my home loves me back. And I'll show you a picture of it. This is my office. This is me in the office. How much do you love your home? Here's my house with my little koi pond. But the truth is, I don't just love the house. I don't just love the ground it's on. I love my hometown, my home neighborhood. I love the people in my neighborhood. I really do. There are many of them here, right here. Okay? Can you say the same thing for the current supervisor of Franconia? Does he love your home? Does he love you? Why on earth is he trying to force us out of our homes by raising the taxes so high that we can't even afford to live there anymore? We've got to change that. I was telling you about my RV. I'll show you here. I often have parties at my home. In fact, you're all invited to my home on June 17th. Write that date down. That'll be my next party. In my house, in my backyard. Last time we had about 100 people, more so than we have here tonight. But I also have a Bible study here every Thursday night, and several of you are here. So pleased to see you. We'll see you here tomorrow too. When I frequent these political events, I meet some interesting people. Do you know who this guy is? You recognize him? Yeah, it's Vince, right. How many people think he's actually JFK Jr.? That was the rumor. Vince Fusk is actually from Pittsburgh, which is my hometown too. He's actually a great guy. And he's a huge Trump fan. And he's not related to the Kennedys at all. Not even the least. This guy's pretty cool. You know who that is, right? You know, you meet a lot of good people. In fact, I see a number of them on that top picture right here. These are the folks that worked with me to help inform and educate what the Convention of States is all about. Have you heard of that? Convention of States? It's a very good organization. But besides that, it's also the Article 5 of our Constitution that says we have the right to take control when the federal government goes crazy. And that's what we need to do now. So I encourage you to look into Convention of States. And of course, down here you probably can't tell, but this is my beautiful wife with Mr. Pillow Guy. All right, yes, I am. There's evidence right there. Chris Platt, Mark Levin. Even you made this picture, Sherry. Yeah. This was at a recent Young convention, right? Yeah, but he was celebrating his win. You know, a lot of people ask me, in fact, they ask all candidates, what made you run? What made you decide to run? I want to share a little secret with you. If you look at these two pictures here, this handsome guy walked with a cane. Everywhere he went, he walked with a cane. Why? Because he has bone spurs on both of his heels. And bone spurs can be very painful when you take a step. Oh, it hurts. But when Rosie Oakley from the GOP called me and said, Paul, we need you. And I said, well, you want me to have another party? And she said, no, we need you to run. I said, oh, thank you, but you know, I'd rather be a kingmaker than a king. So I said, I decline. Humbly, I decline. But I appreciate you thinking of me. And she said, but who are we going to get? Who are we going to get to run against this guy? He got in unopposed, and he's going to get back in unopposed. And I said, let me talk to my wife. So when I asked her, honey, should I run? She said, no way. No, I refuse. Absolutely not. 100% against it. In fact, she even made the point, which is so true, how can you consider running when you can't even walk? And that was like a dagger in my heart, but it was true. So I thought to myself, okay, let's pray about it. Let's see what God has intended. So we prayed that night. I got up the next morning. I had an appointment to get my RV serviced in Manassas. I drove to Manassas. I took my cane and my coffee cup, and I sat there for 3 hours while they were working on my RV. When the guy came out and said, Mr. Beran, here's your keys. RV is ready. I got up from my chair. So, what? What? I can't believe this. I had no pain. None at all. My pain was completely gone. And when I got home, by the way, the RV people said, Mr. Beran, can you leave now? They weren't sure what was going on. I went home, I said, honey, I have something to show you. And I jumped up and down for her. He says, oh my God, you have to run. God just healed you. He just gave you the message. He wants you to run. So I am. That's why. And I intend to win because Rodney Lusk is history. He is history. He made himself a career working on our tax dollars. All his career, all his life, he's been working for the county. Well, it's time for him to find another job, folks. Because his policies don't work. They're hurting us. They're chasing people away. Do you realize that more people are moving away than moving in to Fairfax County? They are. In fact, Franconia is one of the worst. He's replacing single-family homes with multi-family multiplexes, high-rises, affordable housing. Well, friends, he represents us. We are the taxpayers. He needs to represent our best interests. He needs to make our housing affordable. That's what I intend to do. That's my first order of business. I'll give you more details of what I like to do, what I intend to do on the first day when I get elected, and I'll share that with you in a little bit. But let's move on to the next candidate if we can. Is Richard Hayden here? I don't see him. Richard? There you are. Come on up, Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you the next supervisor of Mount Vernon.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard. Hello, Richard Hayden. I'm with the Mount Vernon. I'm the Mount Vernon District Chair for the GOP. It's great to see everybody here and supporting Paul in his efforts to become the supervisor from Franconia, formerly the Lee District. I don't want to take up a lot of everybody's time here. I think it's a great opportunity to mingle and get to know each other. This is an important year. We need to take back the school board, and we need to take the board of supervisors. And yes. So we've got candidates in all the races. So we've got all the school board races covered, all the supervisor races covered. I'm glad that Paul stepped forward in Franconia and Lee. I've been a candidate before in the yes, great job. Let's hear it for Paul. It takes a lot of courage to run. All of the candidates that are here. It takes a lot of time and effort to run. It takes a sacrifice on yourself, your family, on your finances. It takes a sacrifice on your car. You know, getting around from place to place, so get those oil changes done. But it's important to do this because we have to be in the public square. If we're not in the public square, if we're not out there, then they're going to run over us, like Paul was saying. They're going to take advantage of us. So we need to have our voices heard out there. We need common sense politics in this community. We need it on this corridor of Route 1. We need to have sensible taxation policies. We need to reduce and essentially eliminate real estate taxes. We need to roll back the supervisor pay, the 40% increase that they voted themselves in, and we need to fund the police. Absolutely, to fund the police. And they're down 200 police officers right now. So what we need to do is get in higher bonuses when they get hired, higher pay. We need to really support our public safety. So Again, my name is Richard Hayden. I'll be running in Mount Vernon as the Republican candidate in Mount Vernon. I've been a past delegate candidate in 2019 and 2021. And I'm principally in this race, like I said, for supervisor because of Paul and everything that he's done. So I just want to say I'm grateful everybody's here, everybody's supporting him. Enjoy the food. I don't know who's coming up here next. Just, I'll let you know I had my patients tested this morning. I was negative, so don't bother. And it's important to be here. So I'm going to turn it over to Paul right now. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Richard Hayden. There's the man right here. Make sure he gets your vote. Thank you. You can take it. All right. We're going to go from a well-established candidate who's been around for a while to someone, a new face who's entered to the scene. But not just into the politics, but she's also a new citizen of the United States. I would like to present, she says it much better than me, Miss Massey. How's that?
Hello everyone, my name is Beran and I'm running for Board of Supervisors for Hunter Mill. Thank you so much for being here, and it's very important for me your support because I'm a fresh and new candidate who is running for office. I was born in Russia and I became a citizen of America less than 1 year ago, and I live in America almost 10 years. Russian by birth, American by choice.
All right.
Thank you. I believe that one of the most important subjects is our safety in our community. Me as a woman, I don't feel so safe recently, and I think that we should work on our safety as a #1 priority. And I strongly believe that in order to do that, we should support our police. Police should be our heroes again. They should be able to prosecute and follow the law when they have to. Thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Say your full name again.
Indira Masi. Indira Masi. Thank you.
Thank you, Indira. I would like also to introduce a new candidate here who has recently come onto the political scene, but he's known throughout his community. From Providence, this is Brian Murphy.
I'm a conservative. My God, my country, and my family are the most important things in my life. And I will work very hard to make sure that they have a better future than I have in the present. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, fled the famines in Ireland and made his living digging ditches. My grandfather became a plumber when he learned to put pipes in those ditches. My father worked for Murphy & Sons Plumbing Company and afforded a PhD to grow up and work for the Kennedy administration in D.C. It's not easy. It's the American tradition. It's not easy. Dream big, work hard. And real estate appreciation is the golden goose of our economy. Has anybody got their real estate assessments lately? We're not talking about wealth creation. We're talking about wealth confiscation. They're now not waiting for you to sell your house. They're going to take and tax your gains when they're unrealized every year based on last year's hyperinflated market. And so what do they do with your money? You've worked very hard. And they're helping themselves to ever-increasing chunks of your wealth. And they're using it to buy votes and stay in power. And it's a standard practice. They raise your taxes, they fund more nonprofits. They raise your taxes, and they give themselves a 30% increase. They raise your taxes, and they hire 50% more employees in the county government. They raise your taxes, and then they unionize all those employees. It's a rinse and repeat. So I'm running for the Providence District. I want to restore fiscal responsibility to this out-of-control administration. I want to work with my fellow school board candidate conservatives to get control of the school board budget. I want to bring customer service back to county services, like the private one. And I want to privatize as many of the county services as we can, and to cut the budget down. My name is Brian Murphy. I'm running for the Providence District Supervisor. I need your money. I need your volunteers. I need your time. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to get up and speak to you. Thank you very much.
Way to go, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, what other supervisors do we have here tonight that are running for supervisor? I see Arthur. Come on up, Arthur. Where? I don't see him. Panit, there you go. Panit. Thank you.
Folks, good evening. My name is Panit, and with your next supervisor for Drainsville District, which is McLean, Great Falls. Thank you. A little bit of me on Herndon. Folks, as the leadership of our nation discusses the debt ceiling and the proposed budget, what we in Fairfax are going to do is to reduce your taxes, work hard to get the police, which we are down by 200 police officers, especially 40 in Drainsville, to get them up to par so they can fight crime, which has been increasing in our beautiful Fairfax County. At the same time, we will also have some strings attached to the school budget, which is now almost, we are spending 150 million more for 10,000 less kids. So this is the challenges that the community faces with taxes, growing crime, or growing taxes and higher crime, and at the same time, less performance in the school. And in my conversation, when I talk to people about taxes, what they say is that some people don't mind paying the taxes, but they also want to look at the return on their investment, which they're not getting. And that's very important, is this is such a beautiful place where a lot of people come and move to great, beautiful Fairfax, but at the same time don't get the return on their quality of life which they have invested in. At the same time, we also have folks who have a set budget, our senior citizens, our empty nesters, at the same time single parents who have a fixed budget, who prefer to make sure that they're not pushed out of Fairfax or out of Virginia, Northern Virginia, but they choose to be in this beautiful county, but on a set budget so that they can reduce their taxes. And that's what we will do, work as a team. But on the both sides, we're going to listen both to the Democrats and the Republicans, most importantly, take on the left, which is really out there to make our community more vulnerable and less attractive. Folks, this is an important election, and I bet everybody tells you at every stage that this election is very important. But this is an important election because the future of our nation, the quality of education should be based on merit, is being taken away from our kids. At the same time, the quality of life, the safety of our families at risk. And that's why we all decided to run for office and importantly represent the community, listen to your issues which are important to you all, and be your voice. With that, I thank you all for being here. Let's get our friend Paul and everyone else who's here as a team. And I do want to thank Arthur for his years of leadership. Arthur, the work you have done to really pinpoint the imbalance in the budget in Fairfax County is thanks to you, which has been able to bring forth, and we're going to voice it and share it with the community in Fairfax so that they know how much of a waste is there and what we're going to curtail when you're the chairman of Fairfax County. Please, a hand of applause for all the team players we're running. And we are going to win as a team. Thank you. Thank you all for being here for our great nation. Thank you.
Do we have any other supervisor candidates here from the Republican Party? Arthur, you're next. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like, if you haven't really gotten to know Arthur Purvis, I know he's run a couple of times, and I've only met him just in the last few months. I have really developed a great respect for this man and what he's managed to pull in terms of information. And I can't imagine a better chairman of the Board of Supervisors than Arthur Purvis. Come on up, Arthur. I just wish this slide was working right, because I had a great slide for you. I don't know if you can advance it, but the slide says that if you really want to know where your money is going, you need to look to the form of art that comes with Arthur Purvis. Art form.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you to all the other Republican supervisor candidates. It's just wonderful that you're running. So I'm running so we can have a safe and affordable Fairfax County for everyone. And I think what I'd like to do here is just tell you about the bureaucracy in Fairfax County Public Schools. I have a page here from the school budget, where they want $250 million more dollars to teach 2,000 more students. And they have this page here on non-school based staff. So let me tell you what your taxes are paying for. $6 million for 41 directors, $14 million for 124 coordinators, $12 million for 107 functional supervisors, $15 million for 125 instructional specialists, $26 million for 263 business specialists, $25 million for 250 technical specialists. We're almost done. $14 million for 222 technicians. That is in addition to the 250 technical specialists. And by the way, these are not school-based. There's a whole separate set of officials like this inside the schools, okay? And finally, $4 million for 40 instructional support teachers and $8 million for 120 administrative assistants. So that's about $100 million of administrators. So I actually emailed the chairman of the school board and asked, why do we need all these people? And I'm looking forward to the answer. But here's the thing. In the school budget, they want $6 million to hire a contractor to tell them how to close a minority student achievement gap. Well, if they have $100 million of experts on their staff, why do they need to hire a $6 million consultant? What are we paying the staff for? So this is the sort of thing that I, as chairman of the Board of Supervisors, would want to better understand. This year, the schools got $150 million more dollars to teach 10,000 fewer students. They did it by manipulating their COVID relief funds. The supervisors need to hold the school board accountable instead of just writing a blank check each year and not demanding any academic achievement. And by the way, to conclude, you know why the supervisors raised their salaries? To pay the real estate taxes. And by the way, when I'm chairman, I will not take the raise. I'll give the $38,000 to the Artemis House, and I'll drive my own car. Thank you.
Well, he'll be a great chairman or what? He'll keep us in line. He'll make sure the decisions we all make are the right ones, because he has the information and he knows how to sort through it and gets the truth out of it and not fake. All right, we're going to be serving dinner here shortly for our donors. If you have the red bracelet on, then you do get a dinner, and you get a coupon for a cocktail or beer or wine, what have you like. If you don't want an adult beverage, you can also trade that coupon in for a wonderful dessert that we have planned for you. So my suggestion is find a place to sit down and let your server decide with you what you would like to eat. We'll play some music, and then when we come back, we have a wonderful keynote speaker who's going to give us the truth, the absolute truth about the FBI. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your meal. We'll see you in a little bit. We'll get to the school board.
Now it is.
All right, thank you. What is that?
The waitresses have asked us to all sit down so they can take our meal, know where we're sitting, so they can deliver it to you. So if you can find a seat, please, that would be great. Appreciate it. And be sure to have your ticket filled out. Circle what you would like to eat and also what you would like to drink. Okay? Have that ready for the waitress. That way they can speed it along much quicker. I just wanted to point out that we have several candidates here for school board. We will be bringing you up to the stage also after everybody has had a chance to at least start their meal. And we have a few other special candidates that bring up here as well.
Okay, thank you.
I know that.